Hey, I'm Ellie, and here's a little secret. My sister Ava might just be the luckiest charm ever. Seriously, I'm not even joking. Let me take you back to when it all started. Oh wait, before we go there, why don't you hit that subscribe button and like this video? Back to our family. You see, our family wasn't always rich or anything. Mom and Dad worked super hard, but it seemed like luck was always playing hide and seek with us. Dad was like a jack of all trades, but master of, well, none. He tried everything, from selling homemade hot sauces to running a tiny bike repair shop. Nothing stuck until Ava was born. You see, right after Ava came into our world, Dad launched the Cozy Corner, a quaint little coffee shop that also sold books and vintage records. It was like he had found the perfect recipe for success. People just loved it. They'd come for the coffee, but stay for the chill vibes. And guess what? They started saying things like,
"Ever since Ava was born, your luck's turned around."
Mom caught the lucky bug too. She had always been into fashion and decided,
Hey, why not?
so she opened her own boutique, The Reds of Magic, specializing in handmade, unique clothing. It was an instant hit. Everyone in town wanted a piece of her magic threads. Now, let me tell you about the Ava luck incidents. It's almost like she had this magical touch. For instance, one rainy day, a famous blogger visited our town, popped into the Crazy Corner, and bam! She wrote a glowing review. Suddenly, we had tourists coming in just to experience Dad's coffee shop and Mom's boutique. Well, one day, a local actress wore one of her dresses to a red carpet event. She mentioned Threads of Magic in an interview, and the next thing you knew, Mom's boutique was the talk of the town. But the craziest thing? Our town held a lottery for a business grant, and guess who drew the winning ticket? Yep, Ava. She just reached in, pulled out a ticket, and boom! Our parents' businesses got a huge boost. Everything was going great. And then I, Ellie, was born. After my arrival, things got a bit tough. Dad's business, the Cozy Corner, started feeling the heat because of some new local laws. It was still okay, but not like before. A few weeks later, a big order from Mom's boutique got canceled last minute. That's when I started noticing Mom comparing me with Ava. I remember this one time, Mom set up a lemonade stand for both of us. Ava's stand was all fancy with decorations and homemade cookies, while mine was just a plain table with a pitcher of lemonade. People flocked to Ava's stand, and there I was, with my lonely lemonade. Ava noticed and whispered to me, "Hey, Ellie, let's share this. It's both of our stands, right?" That was Ava, always there for me. Mom and Dad started fighting, but things got worse when they separated. It was like I was blamed for everything. One evening, Mom said in a frustrated tone,
"Ever since you were born, Ellie, things have just gone downhill."
I felt a sting in my heart. "It's not my fault, Mom," I muttered under my breath. Deep down, I craved Mom's love and approval, but it always seemed to go to Ava. Mom did her best as a single mother, but for me, it was like living in a house without warmth. I had everything I needed, except the affection I longed for. I'll never forget shopping for my prom dress. Mom was there, but it was like she wasn't. She hardly looked at the dress I picked. But when Ava was choosing her dress, Mom was all in.
"Oh, Ava, this one is stunning on you,"
she exclaimed. I watched them, feeling a pang of jealousy and sadness. And Mom's constant remarks about my being unlucky didn't help. "You just don't bring the same luck as Ava," she would say. Despite everything, Ava and I remained close. She was more than just my sister. She was my confidant, my support in the chaos of our family life. No matter what happened, our bond as sisters stood strong. So here's where things take a wild turn. I met this guy, Leo, and we clicked instantly. He was everything I ever wanted. Caring, thoughtful, and he really understood me. Plus, he was doing pretty well for himself. Leo would always tell me,
Ellie, don't worry about anything. We'll get married and everything will be perfect.
Around the same time, Ava switched jobs. And guess what? She ended up at the same company as Leo. They became friends, and I was okay with that. But as they started hanging out more, Ava began seeing their friendship differently. One day, Ava told Mom, I really like this guy at work. Mom, curious as ever, asked, Oh, show me a picture of him. Ava pulled out her phone and showed her a picture of Leo. The next day, Mom was at the mall and saw me with Leo at our regular coffee shop. She didn't say anything, but the look on her face said it all. When I got home, everything blew up. Mom was furious.
How could you do this to your sister, Ellie?
She yelled. I was stunned. Do what, Mom?
You know Ava loves Leo. How could you try and steal him from her?
Mom was almost screaming now. I felt my world spinning. What? Ava loves Leo, but he's with me. We're planning our future together. It was a mess. Mom was accusing me of betraying Ava, and I was standing there, totally confused and heartbroken. How could everything have gone so wrong so quickly? Ava and Leo, just friends in my mind. And now this? I couldn't believe what was happening. And then there was Mom, talking about kicking me out of the house. It was like a nightmare, except I was wide awake. I was in a state of shock, so I immediately texted Leo to confirm everything. Do you really work with Ava? Are you guys just friends? I needed to know. His reply came quickly.
Yes, Ellie. Ava and I work together. We're good friends. Nothing more.
That's when I decided to meet Leo in person. We need to talk, I texted him. At our meeting, I told Leo with a heavy heart, you should marry Ava. If you don't, my mom will hate me even more. She'll think I stole Ava's love. Leo was visibly shocked.
Ellie, are you serious? You want to sacrifice your love for the approval of your mom, who hasn't even loved you your entire life?
With tears in my eyes, I said, Leo, I have no choice. I can't live with the hate my mom will have for me, and I can't let Ava down. After hours of talking and convincing, he finally agreed. The next day, Mom encouraged Ava to confess her feelings to Leo. Oblivious to our conversation, Ava went to Leo and expressed her feelings. Leo, bound by his promise to me, agreed to date Ava. I was heartbroken watching the two of them together, knowing it was because of my decision. Mom stopped talking to me completely after that. Leo texted me saying we needed to talk. It was urgent. I suggested we meet at my house, thinking it would be private as Mom and Ava had plans for the day. When Leo arrived, he looked troubled. We sat in the living room.
Ellie, I agreed to marry Ava because that's what you wanted. But I need to know, is this really right? Can Ava ever be truly happy with me?
I held back my tears. You have to try, Leo. For Ava's sake. We've come this far.
But Ellie, I love you. How can I make a promise to Ava knowing my heart belongs to someone else?
Leo's voice was filled with anguish. Before I could reply, we heard a gasp. Turning around, we saw Ava standing at the doorway, her face a mix of shock and confusion. She had heard everything. Ava confronted us right there, demanding the truth. The words poured out. Our plan, my sacrifice, everything. Ava listened, her eyes widening with every revelation. after overhearing everything, Ava confronted Mom with a newfound resolve. She found her in the quiet of her sewing room, a stark contrast to the storm brewing inside her. "Mom," Ava's voice was firm yet shaky. "I overheard Ellie and Leo. You've been wrong about Ellie all these years, and now you nearly pushed me into marrying Leo, who loves her, not me." The shock on Mom's face was evident. "Ava, I didn't know," she stammered. "It's not just about Leo, Mom. It's about how we've treated Ellie," Ava continued, her eyes welling up. "We need to fix this. We all need help. Therapy, maybe." In that moment, the room was heavy with unspoken truths and realizations. Our family stood at a crossroads, with the way forward painfully clear. Now, after years of misunderstanding and mistreating me, my mom finally started therapy.